Hey guys, so today's video is the video that I've been waiting about 5 days before I decided to do, which is my full review of the LG G Stylo for Boost Mobile, also known as the LG G4 Stylus. I keep saying G Stylus, but yeah, G4 Stylus, which is weird. So anyways, I wanted to give you guys just, of course, full review about it and just my actual thoughts about it after using it for 5 days. I have to really say that this is a very amazing phone. I am so glad that I picked it up, and for damn sure that this is going to be my daily driver for a while. There are some really cool, unique features about it. I will go over that in the video, and I just wanted you guys to know that this video is going to be quite long. So I'm not doing one of those ADHD review type videos. You're gonna get a full review video from me, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So without further ado, let's go. Okay guys, so let's get into my full review of the LG G Stylo, also known as the LG G4 Stylus, which is kind of odd. In no way is this really like flagship specs, but the feel and just the all-out performance kind of is. So for all the people who are very, very concerned with specs, I'm going to give you guys the full specs for this one, because there are two versions. There is one on T-Mobile that has, on sheet better specs, but I really can't tell you as far as real-world usage performance which is better. But I gotta say that I'm really loving this phone. So let's go into the specs for all the spec heads out there. The dimensions of the phone is 154.4 by 79.3 by 9.4 millimeters. It weighs 165.9 grams. That's 5.86 ounces. And it does have a built-in stylus, but I'll show you guys that later on in the review. The display is an IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen. It's a 5.7-inch display with a resolution of 720 by 1280, and that's 258 pixels per inch. It has Corning Gorilla Glass 3, runs Android 5.0.2 Lollipop. It does have a quad-core 1.2 gigahertz processor, which is a Snapdragon 410. It has 8 gigs of internal storage with roughly about 4 gigs usable and 1 gig of RAM. It does support micro SD up to 32 gigs, but you can push beyond that with the 64 gigs by basically formatting your SD card a certain way. For the camera, it has an 8 megapixel camera in the back with laser autofocus and LED flash. It has a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. It records video in 1080p at 30 frames per second. The Wi-Fi is in 802.11 on bands B, G, and N. It does have FM radio capability, and it uses micro USB version 2.0. It has a lithium-ion 3000 milliamp hour battery, so it's actually pretty good there. And expected uptime is 24 hours, but that's on 3G though. So if you're on LTE, you're gonna get lower battery life. So anyways, that's pretty much for all you spec heads out there. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the phone overall. So you got your 5-inch display right here. LG branding right here at the bottom. You have your notification light, which is up here. So it does have notification light. Proximity sensor right there. And your 5 megapixel front-facing camera. There's nothing on the sides because it uses LG's, its own version, basically, you would say, its own style of things by putting the power button and volume button on the back. So back here you have your 8 megapixel camera, volume up button, power button, and then volume down button. You have your LED flash, you have your laser autofocus right here. LG branding on the back, and your speaker is down here. I would have loved the speaker to have been on the bottom like the LG Vault, but it's still not bad. Since you're going to be holding the phone and watching a video, your palm basically acts like a audio amplifier anyway. So not too much of a big deal for me about where the speaker is located. On the top, you got your 3.5mm headphone jack and noise canceling mic. And of course, you have the stylus, which is just your basic stylus. I like it. I think it's pretty neat. So, those people who are naysayers like, oh, it's not like the Galaxy Note. Well, you know, you guys can stop it with that because this is not a Galaxy Note. Obviously, it's LG. So, supports other features including the knock knock code, the tap to wake, tap to sleep. So that's actually pretty neat. And it has this smart lock. So because I'm at home and I'm on my home Wi-Fi, the phone reads that I'm at home, so it does not bring up the knock knock feature that I have turned on. If I'm away from home or anywhere else, then my lock screen will pop up and you would have to tap in my knock sequence in order to unlock my phone. 3000 milliamp hour battery is actually pretty good on this device. It's not as good as it would be on the LG Volt, but obviously the LG Volt is a smaller phone, smaller screen, smaller display, so therefore it's not having to power up a lot of things. For battery, I have to tell you guys, I roughly get anywhere between about 12 to almost 14 hours on a full battery charge. So again, I mean, it's not bad. I know some people out there are going to probably be like, oh, it should get, you know, a day or two on a single charge. But let's just be honest here. You know, most people, they go out at least anywhere between 8 to 10 hours a day. They come home and they stick their phone on the charger. So really, you're going to get through a whole day with this phone. I don't experience a lot of lag. I do, particularly mostly with Facebook, and it's because it's a rather large app, so that is a downside to it. And playing YouTube videos, there is a certain stutter when playing a video. I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. For camera quality, if you guys really want to see the pictures that I've taken, I've actually posted a video on my YouTube channel that has to do with the photos that I took. I made a little slideshow using the Google Photos app, and I posted a 19-second video clip of some photos I took with the front and rear camera of this device. But it's actually really neat. I didn't get to play too much with the laser autofocus and stuff like that, but I will do further videos based on that in the future. Just going over the phone itself, I gotta say, call quality is really good on this device. I hear people clearly on it, and for those people, they've heard me pretty clearly back. So not too much of a problem there. Video chatting, pretty awesome with that 5 megapixel camera. Video chatting is very great whether you're indoors or outdoors, and that's a problem that I've had with smartphones, is that, you know, when I video chat with them using my smartphone, some of my smartphones that I do currently own, the front-facing camera is not so great. So when you are in a video chat and you're indoors in low lighting, you look very, very dark, very shaded. And with this one, it's very bright. People can see me very well. Even with just having like my desk lamp on, people can see me pretty well. So that is a good thumbs up from LG to LG from me about the front-facing camera. The 8 megapixel rear-facing camera, to me, I would say, you know, some people may disagree. It's pretty standard to me, but that's just because the LG Vault has an 8 megapixel camera that I'm used to, and it's pretty much roughly about the same. But it still does take decent quality pictures. I must say that. Android 5.0.2 on this device, Lollipop, is actually pretty nice. I do like the way how basically the Optimus launcher is a little bit different than stock Google. You still kind of brings in your own things, but at the same time too, you still get more of that stock Android feel. And I think, you know, that's where a lot of people are really trying to get to when it comes to smartphones. They do like a little bit of a different look from the manufacturer, but they don't want to be too far away from stock Android. And I think LG really balanced that very well with the Optimus UI that they have on the G Stylo. You get your soft keys down here, which, you know, the PlayStation buttons. So like I said, you know, it looks really neat. The widgets, like as you guys see right here, my weather widget, you know, is very different from what was on the previous versions of LG devices with the Optimus launcher. It's just more of like this material look, which kind of goes with Lollipop and its material theme. One cool thing I can say I really like about this is in the app drawer, customizing it to your liking, you can actually increase the size of the application. So this is actually an increased size. If I was to actually go with how it comes stock out of the box, these icons would be a little bit smaller. I do like that you can make them bigger. And in that way, with me, I have very bad eyesight, so I'm able to actually tell what application I'm going into just by the icon display. It's bigger, I can tell what it is. Weird like that. But so, for some people, it may not bug them as how small these icons can be, as people's eyesights are very different. You do have, it's pretty neat here, because when you go like into this to close out background applications, you can clear all. But this is really neat. You have dual window, and so right here you have all the apps that you can basically use in dual window mode. And I'll go to a recent one that I've done, but let's do YouTube and Google Plus. So we're going to open up YouTube right now, and let's go dual window, and let's drop down. Let's see. Let's drop down Google Maps. So you press on it, drag it down, and presto. Now you're running in dual mode. And that's absolutely very neat. I mean, I know Samsung pioneered this, and especially with the Galaxy Note series now, you can open up multiple windows. This one you can only open up 2 windows, but you know what? 2 windows is good enough for me. There's no reason for me, honestly, really why I would have 4 windows opened up and multitasking 4 applications at one time. 2 is roughly good where I can pay attention and really focus. I can be watching a YouTube video, and I can be using Google Maps right now to find something. Like say I find a YouTube video that talks about a very great restaurant that just opened up, and it's within my city. I can use Google Maps to find it while I'm watching the video for any further information they want to give me in the video. So, I mean, this really does come in handy. You pretty much get the, the same options here. You can rotate, which is on top and bottom, so you can switch, YouTube down and Google Maps up. Right here, you can go back and you can see more things that you want to change up. Like say, I want to use browser. So I can like switch it out. Now I got browser, and I can pretty much start browsing the internet for things. So that's really neat. You can expand one if you want to fully expand it just to see something really quick. And you can shrink it back down and have 2 windows open. And if you're ready, if you're done, you can just close out. And there you go. Close it out. Now you're back to 1 single window. So that is like a really neat feature, especially with this device. Considerably a phablet. You can run it in dual mode, and you can run 2 things at once. So that's actually pretty neat. Thumbs up to LG for that one also. Now, let's see. I can't play music because I don't have any free music to play, so you guys can hear how loud the speaker is. But I'll play one of my videos for you guys. I'll show you guys one of the things that I frowned upon, which is a video lag that happens. So let me go to, let's see. Let me go to my channel and play one of my videos here. And you know what? I'll just play the newest one I uploaded, which was a video, the picture samples from the LG G Stylo. So I'll play that one, and we'll see what happens. So you guys can actually hear how loud the speaker is. It didn't show you any of the video lag, so let me open up one of my videos that's actually longer. Let's do the Stylo root video.
Hey, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? So really quick in this video, I'm going to be showing you what I use to root the LG G Stylo for Boost Mobile. So yeah, not even 24 hours and the phone is rooted. So that's just letting you guys know.
And it's going to make me out to be a liar right now, because now it's not actually having any lag. So, let's see. Let me do my first impressions one, because it always lags at a certain point.
Hey, what's up guys? How you guys doing today? Monday's video, and I'm pretty stoked because I've been waiting just about 3 weeks for this. And, yeah, so while this will not be...
All right, you little devil. So, most likely it happens when you have applications running in background. It will lag from time to time, and it just made a liar out of me. So, But that just tells you like exactly how good this phone is. Honestly, that you know, if it's running light, then it's gonna be super zippy and just ready to go. But if it's you know, if you're actually running it and using the hell out of it, then yeah, there will be some lag. So I mean, and that just happens just because of the fact that they put 1 gig of RAM on this device rather than 2 gigs, which I believe is what the T-Mobile variant has. And that's why, like in my first impressions video, like I had said, it had 16 gigs of internal storage and 2 gigs of RAM, and that was I read from the wrong spec sheets. That was actually for the G Stylo for T-Mobile, I believe, has the 16 gigs of internal storage and 2 gigs of RAM. So it would have been nice if they gave it to the Sprint Boost Mobile variant, but you know what? You really can't complain. The device runs very, very, very well. I know people are like, you know, Android lags and all this other stuff. And really what I say to people about that, you know, especially those that have iPhones is, you know, this is a complex operating system. And it's not set up just to, you know, click and open, click and open, click and open. Like there's just so much things you can do with Android. And that's the reason why it runs heavier than iOS, which is lighter than Android, and of course Windows, which is way lighter than Android. This has more customability than those operating systems. So yeah, of course, you're going to experience some lag here and there, and that happens. You know, that will always happen. I don't think there will ever be a time really where Android won't have any lag, but it's just how you look at things. It's not to say that, you know, it's a bad operating system. No, it's not. It can handle more, and sometimes you will have certain glitches. It's just like a freeway with cars, you know. Eventually, there's going to be a little bit of traffic jams, but eventually, you know, the freeways always, you know, most certainly run smooth. Same context. So, anyways, the size of the device, how it feels in hand, is great. Now, I'm coming from the ZTE Boost Max or the ZTE Max. Both are 5.7-inch displays, but as you guys can see, the G Stylo is smaller, which is great. One of the complaints I've always felt with my ZTE Max is the fact that it was way too big for my hands. Eventually, after using it for so long, my hands would stress out, and so I would always switch to my LG Vault, which gave me a 4.7-inch display size and was, you know, fit comfortably in my hands. So the G Stylo is what's kind of like in between. You know, it fairly works well. Size-wise, you know, when you look at movies and stuff, you get a big screen, but it doesn't feel as big as a ZTE Max, so it fits nice and comfortable in my hand for me to use it throughout the long days. And I'm really all across my social networks, so this phone is always in my hand. So I need, you know, it's a great thing that the phone is not super big. It is wide, but that's okay. But it's not super big as the ZTE Max is, so I basically get the same experience with the phablet device, a little bit smaller, and it's lighter too, and that's the bonus about it, that the ZTE Max is a big phone and it is heavy compared to the G Stylo. So, you know, having a lighter phone means that, you know, my hand's not going to cramp out from carrying such a big device. The camera has a few options. I'll show you guys here in a second. So anyways, yeah, so this is what your camera looks like. And when you go into settings, you have HDR auto. Right now it's in a 16:9 ratio. You can switch that out. You can go basically 4.3, and there it is. Or you can go 16:9. So I mean, it's just really what your preference is, if you want wide angle or if you want just standard photos. Let's see, you can set a timer. You have it set 3 seconds, 10 seconds, or off. Have a grid on so you could focus in on your pictures and things like that. And you can select either the internal storage or the SD card as your save point. Also, you have different modes. There's auto mode and panorama. And of course, if you switch to the front-facing camera, well, there I am. So you guys see me there. That's the front-facing camera, and you guys see how clear that front-facing camera is. As far as taking photos, is going to be amazing with this device. So yeah, overall, basically with this device, I give it technically 9 out of 10. Give it 9 out of 10 just because of the fact that with the low RAM, basically you catch some stutter, some lag. And of course, just by having 1 gig of RAM, you're going to catch that. You know, these days, apps are becoming bigger and bigger, and so to be able to have them optimized and to run the way they should, you need at least now 2 gigs of RAM. I would have loved if they've put 1.5 gigs of RAM in here like they've done with the, what's that phone? The Sharp Aquos Crystal, or the, what the heck's the other one? I forgot. But yeah, but the Sharp Aquos Crystal. I would have loved that they put 1.5 gigs like they did on that phone with this one. And then I think, you know, there wouldn't be any lag whatsoever. But 1 gig of RAM. So, I mean, spec-wise, it's pretty much spec almost the same as the LG Vault. But, you know, there are some improved specs. Like the chipset is improved. You know, the LG Vault running the Snapdragon 400 and the G Stylo running the Snapdragon 410. So, and the biggest thing, just to let you guys know before I close this review out, the biggest thing about this device is that it is rootable. You can root this device. There is a root method, and it's fairly easy to use. So you guys can see I have Super SU right there. And I did a video that explained how I got root on this device. And I showed that it did have root by using a couple of apps that required root permissions granted to use certain features of the application. So, yes, this device can be rooted. No, there is no custom recovery just yet. But I'm pretty sure with it being, you know, like so easy to root, that developers are going to probably want to get their hands on this device to start doing some development. But really, honestly, I don't think that, unless you want to have like a fully customizable ROM that you can do so much changes to the actual operating system, then yeah, ROMing it's going to be fun with this device. But the way it looks stock, I mean, it's just great the way it is. I mean, you get, you know, LG's experience on this device, but you still maintain the stock Android, which is what a lot of people love. So, that's pretty much it for my review, guys. So if there's anything else that you guys want me to touch base on, please comment it in the comment section of this video, and I'll be looking at that to see if I'm going to be doing any more videos of the G Stylo. Unless there's a custom ROM, then I'll be showing you guys that. But anything you guys want me to go in depth with, please let me know in the comment section of this video. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review, let me know by hitting that thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, please do so. Click that subscribe button wherever it is on the platform you're watching this video from. And share this video on your favorite social networks like Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. And that way you get the word out to people who are still curious about this device. I hope that I have shown you guys some pretty cool things about it and have explained some things about the device that many people may be asking about. And yeah, that's it, guys. So stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys stay blessed. I'm Tito, and I'm signing out.